Hi, thank you so much for joining me here on the Cutesy Shelf. Today I have a project share featuring this die set that was designed by Nicole Silhouette. This creates a door mini album, and in this set, these would be the pieces for your cover. They're vintage doors. You get these two decorative pieces, including these pieces to layer on the back of the door. And then here's another decorative piece that you get. This would be the base piece for the page. You also get a layering piece for the page. And then you also get this piece to create the hinges for your mini album, as well as this piece for the spine and a layering piece. Also new in the Beki store is this Valentine postage stamp set in which you get 9 pieces. So you get this crown, hearts, lovebirds, love you, heart eyes emoji, snail, heart that has the word love embossed on it, champagne glass, as well as this plain stamp. And for this piece, you could use this as a backing for these, or you could also use it to create your own custom stamp. Today's project will also feature these nesting die sets from the Surprise Creation store. I really wanted to incorporate these into an actual project, as these are typically meant for album making or card making. And every month, the Surprise Creation store comes out with these nesting die sets with a different border edge. This month, it's this one with the heart border. And they come in their typical shapes. So there's a rectangle set, oval, circle, as well as square. And each of these sets contain 13 pieces, except for the oval one, which has 12 pieces. And just to let you know, the first two largest pieces won't fit in a standard die cutting machine, but the rest will. And I'll be putting a measurement of the largest piece in each set in the description box for you. Also new in the Surprise Creation store is this set with the doily edge. And again, there's the 4 different shapes. Also, I wanted to let you know that you could buy these separately, but if you buy them as a bundle, you do save some money. And for this project, I use a ton of dies from my own stash. And I get a lot of questions about where the dies come from, so I quickly wanted to share them with you. So this set creates a honey bear bottle in 2 different sizes. This would be your base piece. These are layering pieces. You could also use these pieces to turn this into a shaker. This would be the lid, and then this is the bear's face. I also use these page tabs, in particular the heart-shaped one, and this comes from the KLJUIP store. From the DIY Art Bin store, I use this lollipop set that are heart-shaped, as well as this mug. From this set, I use this cup, and this creates a gnome. I did put this together, and I'm going to show you in a future project. From the Chaos Craft store, I use this honey pot shaker set, and in particular, I use the word honey as well as the honey dipper. Also from the Chaos Craft store, I use the baking sentiments, in particular sprinkled with love. From this set, I use this balloon. From this slumber party set, I use the little bear here. I use the love balloon in this gnome set. And then I use some pieces from these bee sets, in particular the honey dipper from this one, and then this honeycomb piece here. I also use the marshmallow bag topper from the Beki store, and this is the smaller size one. And then these are some pieces that I use for background. So I used some pieces from this set, which I got from Hobby Lobby. And there's the item number, as well as these pieces. And this is how my mini album turned out. For the outside of the book, I kept it simple. I decorated it using an old Michael's Valentine's Day paper pad. The spine measures 2.5 inches, but with the piece that's given in the set, you can create a spine that measures up to 3 inches. And the spine does have some stitching details. Even though I cut my spine down and the layering piece down, I was able to still give this side a stitched edge. And you can simply do that by running the die over the edge that you cut down. So that's a tip for you. And then on the back of the book here, I have a die cut of Cupid. For the sides of my book, I kept them simple because my book is already chunky as it is, and the pages have a hard time lying flat, so I didn't add anything to the sides. But the front of the book is very beautiful. The doors look like French doors. And for this piece here, you do layer it onto the back of the door. I cut that out using a glitter cardstock. I also layered the door using some acetate. And then here's those decorative pieces that come with the set. I cut that out using a glitter cardstock, and there's even some embossing details to show you where they go. So for the closure, I did give it a magnetic closure by adding this chipboard piece. And then I also added this Happy Valentine's Day banner, which is something that you can find at Michael's right now. And I also feel that it needs a closure up here, so I might have to look for some kind of a latch closure just to keep this gap closed like this. And then because I use this image on the first page of my mini album, it looks like this is the doorway to a sweets shop or a sweets cafe. And this book measures 5 inches by 7.25 inches. This is a gatefold album, so the book does open up like this. And on the back of the doors, I layered them just to give them a finished look as well, make them a little more sturdy. I added the larger decorative piece that comes with the die set so you could see what they look like. And then on this first page here, this features a beautiful image that comes from the French Paper Moon shop on Etsy. And I was able to turn this into a shaker by using my fuse tool, which looks like this. And this is something that you can still find on Amazon. And then on this first page here, it features the Honey Bear shaker. And I also added some die cuts to this page. So for example, here's the love balloon that comes from the gnome die set. I cut that out using a holographic paper. I also added one of the stamp dies from the Beki Store. And I used stickers to decorate this page as well. And then I put the honey bear onto this oval shape, which is one of the nesting dies from the Surprise Creation Store. It's the one with the heart border, which I think is so beautiful. And then the honey bear actually comes off of the page because I did make it magnetic. And I think this is so cute. So I added this glitter cap. I also decorated it using one of the bows from the marshmallow bag topper set from the Beki Store. And then in the bear's hands, he's holding a sign that says "Sweetest Honey." And that is a file from Etsy. And I was also able to give this bear some paws by using one of my gingerbread dies. So I used this one, for example, which has these hands. These are really fun to use because you can put them on your characters so that it looks like they're holding something. And then when making these pages, since you're gluing 2 pages back to back, you might as well make it a little bit more useful and turn it into a pocket in which you can open from the top or the side if you wish. So for this, you could put like photo mats inside, but right now it is holding an insert here. And all of these inserts feature the smaller honey bear bottle. And I think they're so adorable. So for this honey bear bottle, I gave it a mug, which comes from the gnome die set. And then it's holding one of the lollipops from the DIY art bin set. The word honey is from the Chaos Craft Store. And also for each of the inserts, I added a page tab, which comes from the KLJUIP store. And then I just layered this other heart on top of the tab. I also wanted to point out that for the bear's face, I use Peachy Keen faces on these ones. And the set is called Spa Bears Faces, and I could put a link to it in the description box below. And then these inserts are from the Surprise Creation Store. And this one's got the doily edge, which I think is so beautiful. And those nesting dies are really useful because there's always going to be a die that's going to be perfect for your project. And then on this next page here, we have another beautiful image. And then for the shaker bits, I'd also added thicker pieces such as the buttons and bigger beads so that it keeps things moving inside. Here's another one of those inserts. And it looks like the bear is holding a Valentine's gift box, which is actually just one of the lollipops. I also put the little honey dipper into her hands. The tiny bow is from the Beki Store gingerbread die set. And then these pieces are from the B set. The word sweet is a Chaos Craft die. And then on the back of this page, I have another honey bear shaker. And again, I decorated this page using some die cuts. There's the stamp that comes from the postage stamp set. And then I added the honey dipper as well, which is a Chaos Craft die. And I think these are just so cute. So this is magnetic again. And I decorated this bear using, well, I made this sign using my silhouette machine. And then this bow actually comes from another die set. And then for the eyes, I actually cut those eyes out using my silhouette machine as well. So you can give your honey bear different looks. And then here we have some more beautiful images. I really love these images. So let me just give you a close-up here. And then here's another insert. And this one's holding a lollipop as well as the little teddy bear from the slumber party set. And again, for these, I was able to layer it or give it a layering piece just by cutting or tracing the inside of the frame of the die. And then here's another beautiful image. Let me show you this one quickly here. And then for each of them, I put a slightly different shaker mix. And then this page just opens up like this. So on the sides of these pages, I have pockets that I created using the Surprise Creation heart-shaped border die. And then for that as well, I layered it using a foil piece to give it more interest. And the images, again, are from French Paper Moon. So in this pocket, we have this insert, and this is featuring the larger honey bear, and it's just a flat embellishment so that it could fit into this pocket. And he's holding a donut sticker. I decorated it using some of those background type of dies. And then here's the balloon that says love you. And then in this pocket, I have another piece that I embellished. And this honey bear is holding one of the marshmallows, and this is from the marshmallow bag topper. Even though the topper creates a couple, you could separate them or have a single marshmallow, that is, by just running the die on the other side that didn't cut out. So that's how I created that one. And I also decorated this using some of the stamps. So we have the heart eyes emoji over here. And then this is the one that says love you. And I also added a sticker to the back of this page here. In the center here, I have the word sprinkled with love, and that comes from the Chaos Craft Store. And then I also created this box envelope and I decorated it using some stickers. It's got a Velcro closure, and on the inside, it's just holding another honey bear shaker. And for the background of this honey bear, I gave it a pattern paper. And again, I created this using my silhouette machine, including the letters here. And then the bow is a Fiskars, it comes from a Fiskars bow punch. So that is my mini album. There's just so many ways to create mini albums. Oh, and I forgot to show you this one. So this is the last insert here. And this one features the cup that comes from the DIY art bin store. And typically, or normally, it's a winter cup, but you could make it into any theme, of course. And I made it into a Valentine's theme. And here's one of the lollipops. And I really love the bows that come with the set because I used a lot of those bows on my honey bears. Yeah, so there's just so many ways to create your album. This is just one way. You could put like lots of pictures, flaps. You could also add pop-ups to your album. And then also for the hinges here, normally when you use the die, which looks like this, it'll cut two hinges for you, but I just separated it because I knew that my album would be thick, and then I just put the hinges wherever I wanted. So there's really no rules to album making, it's just having fun. And that is my mini album. I also wanted to share some of the other stamps that I didn't cut examples of. So here are just a few more examples. So this one's got the champagne glass. And there's just so many combinations for these. You can also do an inlay, like go back and do an inlay on these. You could just leave it like this as well. And then here are the plain pieces. You could also stamp sentiments onto them or images as well. And then here are a couple more. So here's the crown. It's really cute because it's got a heart in the center. Here it is layered. The lovebirds. And then here's the one with the word love, and it does emboss the word onto your paper. And the snail. So that concludes my project share for the Beki store as well as the Surprise Creation store. I'm going to be putting a link to all the products mentioned in the description box below. To view the links, you'd have to open up the description box. And if you have any questions or comments, just let me know. I really want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you and have a great weekend. Bye!